It's just great. Like
I get wanting to relive stuff. I totally get that. I get behind that. I think that's really cool. But at the same time, I think, like I said earlier, there is something special to living in the moment.
There's a balance.
Yeah, I think that's what's important. But the problem with our society is like people are very go, like now.
We can't just have all giants. What kind of small guys are
like, he's got to get him. He's got to get him.
We got to pack it up.
He said, because if we don't get it, somebody else is going to get it.
And drink straight out the bottle.
Cheers.
Welcome to the Who Effing Knows podcast. I'm Patty V. This is Dave Rainey. Let's effing go, man. Dave Rainey's running the show today, guys. It's going to be a good show. I'll tell you what. Anytime Dave comes with topics, we have a ton of fun. We get some great clips. Enjoy the ride.
What's one thing you'll spend money on that is worth it every single time?
I don't know. That's such a tough topic. I feel like I'm on the spot.
Well, that's the point of this show.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Good clothing.
Good clothing?
Good clothing. I never used to think that. No lie. I never used to think that. I may have talked about this on the podcast before. If not, I've definitely talked to some friends about it. I've started shopping at boutiques, which is like, of course, bougie Patty, right? Everybody knows. Listen. But no, dead serious. For two reasons. Number one, when's the last time you went to the mall?
What mall?
Just in general. Any mall.
Well, I go to Lakeside all the time.
I hate it. I'm not trying to be around a million people trying on a bunch of pieces of clothing that don't fit, that are low quality. I don't want to do it. So now what I do, there's like 3 places over here that I go to. There's like a couple different boutiques. Listen, the service, top notch. You got one person. It's like, hey, what about this? Hey, what about that? Now it sucks because you end up spending a lot of money, but it's worth it. Also, the clothing lasts longer. It looks better. Clothes.
Yeah, I go to Lakeside all the time. I don't know when the last time you went is, but they moved Express.
Yeah.
And now there's like the smallest section for men, and there's nothing. Like there is nothing in there. So it's like there's no point in even going.
Yeah.
And like I don't really shop at like, you know, I'll go to like Dillard's or something sometimes if I just need a dress shirt like in a rush. I'd rather just like buy something online and see if it fits, and then I'll just swap it out if I need to.
Are you an Amazon shopper? Do you buy clothes on Amazon sometimes?
I've started to. It's definitely like sweatpants and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I've started to buy like Lululemon knockoffs or Fabletics knockoffs.
Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah.
From Amazon.
Yeah.
So good. I did buy I bought a button-up shirt from Amazon to go to Tennessee. I was like, let me buy this because I wanted a new one. I didn't have time to go shopping anywhere for it. So I bought it, and it actually was fairly decent. Like super comfortable. Yeah. Like it looks good. I was like, all right. It was only like $30.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been doing two thoughts here. I've been doing that too. We're going on a ski trip, and I'm like, man, I'm not buying ski gear for the off chance that I like it. If I like it, it's fine. I'll go back and I'll buy the expensive stuff. Right now, I'm Amazoning it up. I'm buying the cheapest of the cheap. But there's a few different things I'm like trying not to skimp on, which leads me to my next topic. Mercari, like never used that before. My wife randomly bought a ski jacket off of it, and I was like, well, how much you pay for that? And she paid like $150 less than it normally is. So I get on there. Granted, sometimes it's used stuff. Sometimes it's not used stuff. Sometimes it's people just getting rid of stuff they never use, whatever. Trying to get some snow boots on Mercari.
Yeah, see, I definitely couldn't convince myself to spend money on stuff like that because I know it's probably a one-time use. Like if I were given the option to just rent it, yeah, my Amazon scam I pulled would be good for you.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so
tell the world.
So if you don't know, you can try before you buy some things on Amazon, not all things. So I wanted some t-shirts, like some decent casual t-shirts for our trip because I knew it was going to be cold. I was like, I'm not buying a bunch of button-ups. I'm going to probably have a jacket on the whole time. But I was like, in the off chance that I take it off, I'd like to have a decent t-shirt. Yeah. So I told you what brand it was. I think it's like True Classic or something like that. Yeah. So I wanted them, but it was like $80 for the 5 shirts. And I was like, I don't want to spend $80 before we're going on vacation because I knew it was going to be expensive. So I did the try before I buy. Now you get 7 days from the time it shows up and then you get 7 days, and then you get to decide what you want to keep and whatever. So the problem was I had to time it out to where it would come because we were gone for 5 days. So I was like, it needs to come 2 days before or later. Otherwise, I have to return it before we get back from the trip, and that's going to be a problem. So I got it. It came 2 days before we left, right in time. Tried them on. They fit perfect. I wore 3 out of the 4 because they showed up to my house, and apparently they opened the box with a knife and they just slit one of my shirts open.
Good for them.
So I wore 3 out of the 4, worked great, came home, returned them the next day.
I love that. What a just.
And you know, I think your wife was asking why not just buy it and return it. They don't charge you until you decide what you're keeping. So you basically get to just rent these shirts for free and just return them.
So if you click return halfway through, do you have a time limit when you have to bring it back?
I think at that point it just kind of works like an Amazon return.
Gotcha.
Which I don't know what the time frame is on an Amazon return because I've always returned it within like 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
But
I'm asking for a reason. I actually did a try before you buy for some of the ski stuff, and I didn't like it, and I'm going to return it. And I clicked return, and it's been sitting in my truck for like 3 days now. And I'm like, I really got to bring that back. I'm trying to.
Yeah, I'm assuming Amazon is so like they don't even care what they send you. There's been so many times where I've bought something from Amazon, and I'll be like, I need to return it, and they're like, yeah, you can have it.
Just keep it. It's not worth it.
Like, and then if something doesn't show up to your house, they'll just send you a new one.
Yeah.
And then even if you're like a good person and you're like, it did end up showing up, they're like, now you have 2. That's what happened with our frothers.
Oh, yeah.
It got lost.
I don't even use that thing.
I use it all the time. It got lost in the mail. I told them I needed a new one. They sent me a new one. The original one showed up like a week later. Mm-hmm. I gave it to you. And they were like, now you have 2.
Now we're all winners.
Speaking of going on your trip, my next topic has to do with airplanes.
Okay.
How do you feel about people that bring food on the plane?
Depends what the food is. It's very it can be kind of weird. I was on one flight years ago, probably like 15 years ago, and somebody brought like a plastic bag, just like a Walmart bag, right? Like a you know, the ones you're gonna like put in your garbage can in the bathroom. If you don't do that, you're missing out.
Yeah.
And it was full of the like mini pancakes, and I was like, what? What a weird thing to just put
Silver
in
dollars.
The weirdest thing. People are weird, man. But good for them. Like, people are trying to save $1, I guess. I don't know.
I've been on both ends of it. So when we were flying home from Scottsdale last year, either flying home or flying to, we got the very front row, and these people got on right next to us, and they had 3 bags like packed full of to-go boxes. And I was like, this is either gonna so we're here and they're in the row next to us. So I was like, this is either gonna be a good experience or the worst flight of my life. Luckily it turned out to be like fried chicken and it just smelled great the whole flight. But I've been on the flight where somebody's eating like tuna and it's like, oh man. So like the foods that are off limits are fish, any kind of fish, even if it's like, because like fish that is, I don't like fish either way, but good fish can still smell terrible.
Oh yeah.
So,
or like a bag full of boiled eggs.
Yeah.
I'm just having nightmares right now.
Eggs, fish are off limits. Trying to think of other things that might be off limits. Like fried foods I feel like if you can get it at at
the airport.
Not even that, because like some airports have like a ton of options. Like New Orleans Airport doesn't have a ton of options.
Yeah.
But like if you can get it at like a fast food restaurant, I feel like it's safe. Mm-hmm. That's usually burgers, chicken, whatever. But like once you start getting into that range where you're like sitting at the restaurant and taking it to go, some of those foods can get a little risky.
Yeah.
Did you hear about this story about the guy? There was a flight coming from, I don't even remember where it was coming from, but it was coming from overseas and it was coming here. And 2 hours into the flight, they had to turn around.
Oh.
Do you want to know why?
I think I know why.
Why?
This is the diarrhea story?
No.
Bubble gut story? No.
No. Maggots started falling out of the cabin.
Oh, yeah.
Because they opened the bag and the dude had a rotten fish in it.
Why?
How does that get through security?
I don't know.
Like, I can't even get shampoo through security. This dude could get a rotten fish.
Airport security is wild to me because like it's so hit or miss. Every single time I fly, I bring a aerosol hairspray with me that I don't even need. I could definitely buy like the little one because I barely use it. But like every time I'm like, I don't feel like buying it. I'll just see if they take it, and they never take it. And I just get through, and I'm like, what if this was a bomb? Like, come on, guys, save me.
We had a scenario. Let's see. I want to know how you would have handled this. So I have pre-check.
Mm-hmm.
Courtney does not.
Mm-hmm.
The 2 times we went, the lines were not bad at all. Like, we waited maybe 5 minutes in regular security. And I told her, I was like, I'm going to pre-check because you're only waiting for 5 minutes. So I was like, I'm going to go to pre-check so I don't have to take my shoes off. Mm-hmm. So I don't have, because in New Orleans, you got to take all the laptops out. Some places you don't because they got those new machines where you don't have to take anything out. And she was like, she was throwing a fit. Like, she didn't let me go use my pre-check. Would you have gone to pre-check, or are you sticking with your wife?
No, man. I'm gonna be honest with you. Don't be a bad husband.
But there was nobody in line. She was gonna walk. We were gonna get through at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, we could have went next to each other.
Yeah.
I'm just here. She's just here, and we actually meet together.
Yeah. I don't know.
If it had been like 100 people in line, there was no chance I was leaving her. I would have stayed with her. But because there was nobody there, I was like, we're getting through at the same time. I didn't do it, but I wanted to.
You shouldn't have.
Oh.
No, I couldn't do it. I don't know. I would feel bad. I know. I get it. It's like it's the same line. It's like right there. You're
you
like
don't have next to me. I could have held her hand the whole way through if I wanted to.
I don't know. You're a couple. You're in it together. It's you should have made her get pre-check.
I tried, but she would have had to do like a whole background check and everything, and it wouldn't have gotten it.
It doesn't take that long. I was looking up the other day.
I worked hard to get my TWIC card, and that's how I have my pre-check.
There you go. I've already got a passport. I'm halfway there.
I don't have a passport. I need to get a passport. Was life better or worse before social media?
I would say there was less anxiety for people, if I had to be completely honest. Like, this is my first thought. I think that when you spend less time on social media and you're out just living, you're not thinking of other things that you would never even know about. You know what I mean? Like, it's almost like the old statement, ignorance is bliss. Dead serious. Is it Sam Hunt? Who sang the song about breaking up in the 90s? Mm-hmm. I think it was Sam Hunt, right? And the whole concept is like, he wished he would have broke up in the 90s because then he wouldn't be watching her Instagram and he wouldn't be watching all these different things. I'm not saying that's what I'm talking about with like anxiety, right? But like just in general, like you're seeing a lot of things. You're seeing other people live lives that maybe you want. You're seeing people show off the best parts of their life and you're wondering, hey, how come I'm not doing that stuff? And that shit just adds up and like brings you down. So yeah, I think 100%.
You're saying better.
I think it's better. Yeah. I think it's better. Now it depends. Like there's going to be people maybe that come at me and they're like, yeah, well, what about like just the ease of all the other things that modern technology bring, right? Like FaceTiming your grandmother who lives 3 states away or things of that sort. But like,
that's what I was going to say. I understand what you're saying 100%. Like you're not wrong in any kind of way. To argue the other side of it, there are definitely days where I'm like, I'm just not necessarily having a bad day, but like, I just need a laugh.
Yeah.
I can get on Twitter and I'm going to find a laugh.
Yeah.
Right. There are definitely days that have been made better by Twitter because like some crazy moment just happens in the world and we all just get to laugh together.
Yeah.
And then there are definitely days where I'm like, I don't want to deal with y'all today. When you have those days where you get the trolls interacting with you, those are the days where you're like, why am I on here? Like, this is a waste of time. But
I prefer those days.
Really?
I do. I love it. Come at me.
There's some that you can go back and forth with.
Yeah.
But there's others that are just like, I don't know, man. Like I'm not dealing with you.
I normally just ignore them. If it's something I don't want to respond to, I'm like, whatever.
Yeah.
I got haters. Cool.
But there's also the other side. Like, it's funny because every social media has its thing. Like Twitter is just wild, right? Like no holds barred, whatever. Facebook is where you go see your family. Like, so like that's nice. You get to keep up with your family and everything. You have everybody has a Facebook personality, a Twitter personality, and an Instagram personality. Instagram's weird. Like you can't really have an Instagram personality because you're just kind of posting pictures of your life. But like I don't tweet the same things that I would post on Facebook.
No.
Right? Like
no,
everybody's different. So yeah, like I definitely, if I had to pick, I think I would say better. And I don't know if it's just because like I have family scattered and it's just it's nice to see like what they're going on. Like, I could call them or whatever, but it's like the family members that I'm not super close with, but I still like to see what's going on in their lives. Right. So that when we get back together for the holidays, like I'm not oblivious to what you've been doing.
You know what though? That's what postcards were for. Postcards, Christmas cards. These are all a lost art, man. All these nostalgic things that your grandmother still does that you probably don't want anything to do, or I know my grandmother probably does. How fun would it be to get a random postcard from Hawaii? Oh, who's in Hawaii? Oh, it's my Uncle Bob. I don't have an Uncle Bob, I'm just saying. And a picture of the kids. Little Timmy got bit by a snake. I don't know.
Wouldn't even know how to send a postcard. Like, I can send one from my house. I know how to mail something from my house. Right. I would not know how to just be in another state and send a postcard.
You literally buy it, write something on it, and send it in the mail.
It's like if I'm in a hotel. like I know how to do it in a hotel because I worked at a hotel. But like I don't know, it's just weird to be out of town to be like, let me find the nearest post office.
Back in the day, and even not even back in the day, like even like now, like when you're in random tourist towns and you walk into like a little gift shop, which there used to be a lot more gift
shops.
shops.
From the gift shop.
You can literally mail it from the gift shop. You can buy it and send it from there.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just not ever going to take the time to do that.
Well, you don't have to. You have a cell phone.
Exactly.
With social media.
You can, like, I mean, me sending them a picture, the postcard is like a fake scenario.
Yeah.
Is a fake, not a fake picture, because it's a picture of the place.
Greetings from Perth, Australia.
The picture I send you on my phone as a text is more personal because I took the time to take it.
Yeah.
And I mean, depending on cell service, it takes just as long to get to you.
Maybe. Yeah, you're right. AT&T today. Maybe you get a glamour shot done. You want to send it out to your family, right? Like all these things are lost arts now, and I'm bummed out by it.
But the text, the picture of the text is probably going to have me in it. So you're going to get the view and like you're going to get to see your family member.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just it's more personal. Maybe there's a business here.
I'm thinking of the little guys is what's happening here. We're killing industries.
There's a business here where we can take the picture and immediately put it on a postcard for you. And you can mail that out.
I mean, they probably have that already.
If they don't, they should.
It probably exists.
Maybe. You know what? When we go to Tennessee together, we're gonna make it a point to stop somewhere and send somebody a postcard.
Okay.
I think we should do it.
Okay. Noted.
I have literally never sent somebody a postcard in my life.
Yeah. Greetings.
Do y'all do Christmas cards or holiday cards?
That's what I'm saying. Like that's another thing. Like holiday cards, people still do, but I think that was the point of them before. People would send holiday cards and they would like write notes on the back of them, like little.
Oh, we definitely
blah,
still
blah,
get
blah.
holiday cards from people. My cousins in Dallas send postcard or holiday cards every year. The three of them or their whole family, and then like I'll go to my grandma's and it's like. So I still have my great grandpa, and like he loves that. Like that's his favorite thing. So people send him cards, holiday cards, cards with pictures, and like you'll go to my grandma's house and on her back door there's just 10 of them, just from all the grandkids, just posted on the back door. So like he lives for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still have people. Even like Aaron and his wife send us a holiday card every year. Like we take holiday pictures. And we send them to everybody, but yeah, we don't do the card.
I'm gonna go back on my old man spiel now. You know what else I hate? Like, why do we have so many pictures these days? What are we doing with these pictures?
What do you mean?
What are we like? At any given time, my camera roll will literally fill my phone storage because I have so many pictures that I'm holding on to. Like, I have probably 50 of the same picture of any given scenario, whether we're on vacation, whether it's just my daughter in the morning because she's cute. I have so many pictures. What are we doing with these pictures? I'm not looking back at them. I'll be honest. They show up on my Amazon. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This is good. But like, I don't know. I think it's coming from a place that like, I hate taking pictures. I don't like being in pictures. I don't like taking pictures.
I don't like being in pictures. I like having pictures of the scenario or of my kids. Or of my family. But like, I hate taking pictures.
I do not like it. I want to go about my life. I want to live my life. I'm a big like, I'm a big like, keep it up here type of person. I don't know. It's just how I am.
But you've never been like having a rough day and you just like scroll through your pictures and it
no
kind of like if you're, well, I guess, you're working, you're here and she's here with you sometimes too.
Yeah.
But like if I'm at work at night, like there are times where I go like literally 3 days without seeing my kids.
Yeah, it's different.
So it's like even just like I'll FaceTime them usually in those scenarios, but like, even then I'll be like, you know what? Let me just scroll through my phone real quick.
Yeah,
and it's a nice little smile.
Good for you.
It's cool to see. Yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with them, but like example. So for Christmas, I got Courtney. They're called mixed tiles. So you just put a bunch of pictures and they send them pre-framed and everything. So I had a bunch of pictures to go back and choose from.
Yeah.
And now I can, I got so many that we can just swap them out and whatever. So there's always something down the road that I end up using them for.
Where are you keeping these extra mixed tiles?
Well, no, I don't.
Are they
I
like
don't
in a
have
box
them.
somewhere?
I just got to order them.
Gotcha.
No, I didn't make them already.
You're starting to see, guys. What you're starting to see here is the things that trigger me, right? I haven't outright said it.
This could lead into a Dave's Techie Thing of the Week.
What is it?
So the Apple thing came out. We haven't talked about this, which we don't have to dive into it, but it has a feature of, I think it's called spatial videos or something. I don't remember what the term is.
What is a spatial video? Educate me.
That's what I'm about to.
Oh, okay.
So you wear, all right. So you wear the thing,
Mhm.
right, on your face, and say you're at a birthday party, anybody's birthday party. You wear it and you start recording, and it records everything with all the cameras that it has on the outside, and then you can give it to me, and I can wear it, and I'm essentially you in the situation. So it's not just like I'm looking at a video on the phone. It puts me like in the room, reliving the scenario.
Interesting.
Does that interest you?
No, it feels weird. I mean, maybe. I don't know. Maybe. It's weird. It
I'll
reminds
tell
me
you
of
a
like,
scenario. Give me your answer. Like, tell me how you feel about it, and then I'm gonna tell you the scenario that I heard on a podcast that somebody used it for, and see if it changes something for you.
no, it just reminds me of like weird old like virtual reality things in movies, and I'm like weirded out by it.
So
I'm scared.
I heard there was a scenario where it was like two brothers were with their, they did it with their dad, and then their dad passed away, but they were able to get back into it and relive the moments with them. And then there was also like they were with their, they were doing videos with their kids, and they were talking about how like 10 years down the road you could throw this thing back on and relive your kids' first steps.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? That could be a cool, like, I still don't want to wear that thing on my face. That is the issue. But like to relive that would be awesome. Rather than just like it's different than just looking at it like this.
Yeah. Well, in the 80s, we had a nice old camcorder we put on our shoulder, and we said, hey, smile, and then we replayed them, on the TV. We'd have a movie night.
It is kind of odd to think about how, like, before technology, like, you got to experience something one time.
I just told you how you experienced it more than
No,
once.
but before
But like, before that, like this, like
yeah, like
100 years ago.
Like something happened and
Yeah.
that was it. Like it's in your head, and that's kind of sad. I'm gonna be honest.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I disagree. I think
it's just great. Like
I get wanting to relive stuff. I
Yeah.
totally get that. I get behind that. I think that's really cool. But at the same time, I think, like I said earlier, there is something special to living in the moment. And I think even on top of that, I think it's even more special. Like, what was that? I'm trying to think, like, gather my thoughts here.
there's a balance.
Yeah, I think that's what's important. But the problem with our society is like people are very go, like now. And I think that this type of stuff has made that worse.
Like so like Saturday we're having my son's first birthday. Like I'm gonna be doing all the things with him, but there will definitely be moments where I like step back and take pictures.
Yeah.
Because like number one, like I know Courtney likes to have pictures with them. So I'm like, it's something where I'm like, I'll step back, get a few pictures of her with them and doing things. But like, I just want those. And, there's other people there that can also take the pictures. But even like, so at concerts, like I'm not somebody that records every song. Like that annoys me. Like that is a scenario where I'm like, be there. But there are times where I'm like, this could be a cool moment in this concert, and I want to be able to relive it. So there'll be select moments that I record, but I'm definitely not going to record the whole thing. So there's a balance there.
Yeah.
So like I'm with you, but I do think there's I don't like the idea of never being able to relive a moment. You've never had a moment where you wished you had a picture or a video or a picture of it that you don't. This is a deep conversation.
I mean, yes. Like, no, listen, when you said that I had a thousand like images and old memories flash through my head of people that are no longer with us and things of that sort. Like, of course. But I don't know. I think I'd rather just hold on to the memories, and I don't know. I just can't explain it. Maybe it's a me thing. Maybe I'm just very different than a lot of other folks, which are probably, I mean.
Well, it's funny because there's not a ton of times where like, because you're not that much older than me, but I do think you are of like a generation before me in a way.
I'm that weird blend of in between, because I didn't get, I got my first computer when I was like 10.
Yeah.
Or
I
like
think
9?
this is one of the like rare moments where I think there's a divide here.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
I lived on AOL dial-up for a little bit. That was a fun
I did that,
time.
but see, I had that experience as well.
Okay.
But
DSL didn't exist. I just want to make that clear.
I was listening to the Levitard show and they were talking about like how people got around before GPSs, or not even before GPSs, before even like being able to go on MapQuest.
You had to buy a map and like
the guy was so amazed. He was like, you could just order a pizza, because they're all of the like their producers are like mid-20s. So they're like, you could just order a pizza and the guy would just know where to go.
Yeah.
And I was like, you know what? I was a kid, I was a kid before, when I was a kid, MapQuest didn't exist, but I was a kid, so I never had to deal with that. But I remember going on vacations and like even like evacuating for hurricanes. There'd be in like maps.
Yeah.
And then I remember when we started printing them for MapQuest.
Yeah.
And then how to get to places. What a wild time.
Good times, man. Good times. Not a care in the world. Just see, this is what I like, the nostalgia. And that's another thing. I think that's another reason why I don't want to go back and watch old videos, because I think I probably attach better sentiment to certain situations than if I rewatched how it actually played out. You know what I mean? I may think of things a little nicer, a little better. Like if I think of like my family home when I was a kid, and then like I watch a home video of it, I might kind of be like, dang, like. Yeah. Then I'm sad because I'm like, well, maybe I'm happy. I'm like, dang, my dad did everything he could. We lived in this little shack. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to do that. Emotions.
My mom told me a story. She used to go to, I might have told you this. It was, I think they were going to Swamp Stock, which was something that Tim McGraw used to do.
Oh, okay.
It was like it was just in the middle of like.
Was that like the mud pit thing?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother.
And they had to use the map to get there, and they got lost and went into like a completely different state.
Love it.
Like, and like that sucks, but at the same time, it's a memory you have, right? Where you're like, it was probably funny to them in the moment, or like when they get to where they eventually were going, you're like, that was funny.
That, you know what? I love that. When I was younger, and granted, I had my phone at the time, we used to just hop in the car, and people would be like, where are we going? I'd be like, we're going on an adventure. They'd be like, what does that mean? I'd be like, I don't know. We're going to find out together. Yep. And we would just drive. And like, wherever we ended up, and we made memories.
I like that.
That's how I live. It's what I like to do. Trust me, I rely on this thing. I need this thing, to be completely honest. But a
lot of people found out today that they need it.
You do. I mean, because people don't know how to live without it. That's the problem. People don't know that you can go buy a map from the store. Not that would be a scenario that you had to do today, I would hope. Like, how do I get to work? I've driven there a million times, but I use GPS every time. You never looked at the damn route you take. You mentioned pizza earlier. I used to work at Papa John's, and they always had the map on the wall. Like, you're not delivering to a big area, so I don't think it would be that difficult to like know where to go. But I had a buddy who started working there, and he used his GPS every single time he had a delivery. And it was the smallest territory. And like, I'm talking like 9 months in, he would still be like, oh, my GPS, he had like a Garmin GPS or something like that. He'd be like, oh, my GPS isn't working. I don't know where to go. I'd be like, bro, you've been doing this for 9 months.
Okay, that's a different scenario. Because I was going to say, I use my GPS every day I go to work, but it's for traffic.
Oh, yeah. I get that.
It has nothing, like, obviously I know how to get to work.
I hope.
But it's for traffic. Like, I use it to know if the causeway's closed or backed up, or if all these different, there's always traffic in New Orleans, so I use it for traffic. But I use my GPS all the time.
Yeah,
like almost every time I get in the car and go somewhere, I use my GPS. Interesting.
I do not. I'm just living on a prayer, man.
We can move on. But that was a good conversation. When you're trying to wake somebody up, is the better when you're trying to do something while people are sleeping and you don't want to wake them up, is the better strategy to do it quickly or to do it slowly? You know what I'm asking? Like if you got to open a door and this door is going to squeak. Like everybody's got this one door in their house that when they open it, it squeaks. And if everybody is sleeping, it might wake them up. So are you like somebody who's like, if I do this really slow, it won't squeak too loud? Or are you like, let's just do it, get it over with?
I think I'm the one that does it slow, because in my head I'm like, well, maybe if I like pull up on it a little bit as I'm doing it, or like push down, maybe it's gonna squeak less.
Right.
And then I can also stop if it is squeaking.
Right.
I can reassess the situation.
You ever like tried to cook something late at night and you got to get the pan that's at like the bottom, and you're like, Do we have to take every pan out to get to this one? Or is there a way we could do this quietly where they just fall clink one time and we're done?
Maybe. We live different lives right now. There's not a lot of times where I'm cooking late at night, but if I'm in the kitchen late at night, I don't care. I'm just doing whatever I'm doing. You're in your own rooms. Close your door.
When I lived with my grandma, she's got a 2-story house, and like the upstairs would creak, and when everybody would be sleeping, and I'm like, I need to get down the hallway, but everybody like to go to the bathroom because my room was on the other end of the house, so I'm like, I want to get down the hallway, go to the bathroom, but I don't want to make a ton of noise. So like as the years went on, I kind of learned where it would creak. So I could be like, all right, if I walk slow here, we'll be good. Then I can walk a little faster, and then this spot's gonna creak, so we gotta slow down. You got anything? I got a couple more, some sports topics if you want to.
I got plenty of stuff, man.
We got about 10 minutes.
Okay. Hold on. This is gonna take more than 10 minutes. I guarantee it.
Let's go.
All right. Love is Blind season 6. You want to talk about it?
I've never watched it.
A lot of wild stuff going on with Love is Blind season 6 right now. We have been talking for a while that we were going to do like a watch along with a random show. We haven't done it. I'm not even watching Love is Blind season 6. I just keep seeing stuff pop up on Twitter. Apparently, there's a guy on the show who's talking. So first of all, before I even get into this, do you know the concept of Love is Blind?
No.
Okay. So you don't see one another. It's a game show to an extent. It's like another dating show where you don't see one another. You talk to one another through a door. And you talk to multiple different partners. Like there's a bunch of girls, bunch of guys, stuff like that.
Like that game show from like back in the day. What was the name of that?
No, that was like the dating game. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. Not like that. This, they're like living in a house, but they never see each other. And there's like walls that they like can talk to each other through. And eventually the goal is like to fall in love with someone and like you end up agreeing to get married, I think, or something like that.
So the idea is to fall in love with the personality, not the
person.
Or not the look.
Exactly.
Okay.
100%. So, but it's more than just like, it's not like The Bachelor, right? Where it's like one guy and a bunch of girls. This is like a bunch of guys, a bunch of girls. You're talking to others the whole time and you find one that you fall for and that's that. Well, there's this guy and he's choosing between two girls and one, pardon my French, I'm not going to curse, is like a smoke show, like super, super hot smoke show. Like everybody thinks she's gorgeous. She is gorgeous. You get the point, right? Like
I get the point.
Like, anyways, so he's deciding between these two girls, and one's gorgeous. The other one, she's not like ugly. I don't want to talk bad about her, but the one that's not the smoke show by conventional standards, right? He's talking to her, and he really likes both of them, but the other one tells him basically her celebrity lookalike is Megan Fox. So I don't know where it's at right now. It's like the second part of the season's coming out. So like they're going to finally dive into it. But I think he ends up choosing her because she said she looks like Megan Fox. Now he's picturing Megan Fox behind this wall. And she does not look like Megan Fox. We'll just put it that way.
But this is the one that...
This is the other one. This is not the one that's like conventionally gorgeous.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, so can't wait to see what happens there.
He's about to get catfished.
Well, I don't know if he's catfished, but yeah. So the point is, I guess what I'm getting at is on a whole show that's about falling for someone's personality, I think what happened is she said she looks like Megan Fox, and now instantly he's picturing Megan Fox, and he's thinking he's going to get somebody with looks, when in reality the girl he didn't choose is gorgeous. And
so, well, I guess you're not really watching. So
no, I don't know.
I'm wondering if he did at least have some kind of connection.
I don't know.
With her.
I think supposedly he had a connection with both of them.
Okay.
Like he liked both of them.
Cause like, so I'm trying to like put myself in his mindset. Mm-hmm. If you're trying to decide, first off, the concept of these shows are insane. But if you're trying to decide between the two, right? And it's like this, like you're starting to try to nitpick, right?
Right.
All it's going to take is like one little thing for you to pick one of them, right? Like you're needing something to help you decide. Mm-hmm. So when he hears that, he's like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like it's just almost like a rational thought. Like, okay, that's it. You just made my decision for me. Mm. So like whether it's right or wrong, like I don't think it's right or wrong. It is what it is, I guess. But
I kind of want to pull it up. I want to show you. Keep talking. We can't leave dead space.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. I don't know. I'm trying to like pick a side on that, and like I don't necessarily know that he's in the wrong in any kind of way.
So this is the contestant that said she looked like Megan Fox.
No, she
doesn't look like Megan Fox.
no.
She's not like
She's not
like
bad.
ugly like by any means. I'm just saying like
There's not a lot of people on earth that do look like Megan.
that's
Fox.
fair.
So, you know what I mean?
That's very fair.
I think in my head, if somebody would have told me that, I would have think they're lying to me.
I would too.
But I think I'm just a skeptic. I'd have been like, you know what? I think I'm gonna choose the other one.
Trying to see if we can find the other ones. It's going to take too much time to do all that. Anyways, there's also another guy on the show. I was just reading this. So now I have to watch the show, clearly. There's another guy on the show who apparently was engaged when he applied to be on the show, and he was living with the person he was engaged to. It's going to be an interesting, I said, not season 2, but like second part of, I don't know how they release these shows. It's a Netflix
Season 1,
thing.
part 2. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, whatever.
I might have to watch this.
I'm telling you.
Interested.
These trash reality TV shows, man, they hook you. They get you. They put their claws in.
Yeah, I could get hooked. Should we talk about anything else? Or you want to wrap it up?
I don't care. I'm just here.
Oh, you're just here so you don't get fined?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's wrap it up with this. I'm gonna let you choose. I like doing this to you. Do you want to talk about how it's time to get rid of All-Star games, or do you want to? Have you seen the MLB jerseys and how bad they are?
I have not seen the MLB jerseys and how bad they are. I do agree that it's time to get rid of All-Star games. So I don't think we have much to talk about.
Is it time to get rid of the entire weekend to get all together? Or do you just want to get rid of the game and replace it with something else?
Let's get rid of the game and replace it with something else. It's boring. Nobody takes it serious in any sport. Maybe baseball is probably the only sport that takes it half serious.
Well, baseball might be the only one where it means something, right? Because they get
home field.
Yeah. Like, I think I'm with you. I think it's time to just get rid of it, and just go all out with the skill challenges. I think.
Yeah, those are fun. Fans love that. Celebrity games, skill challenges.
We talked about this on that baseball pod one time. Me and Adam, how we used to in travel ball when we would go to state tournaments. They would do this like the week or the night before the tournament would start. There was a home run derby. There was like fastest around the bases. There was you could be from the outfield, and it was like an accuracy, like throwing the home plate situation, and you got to pick which one you wanted to participate in. I think they should do all of that with these big league, because like you do this as a kid, so I think it would be cool to see them do it at the big league level. Yeah, and I think that would be fun. But I enjoy the baseball All-Star game. I think baseball has the best All-Star weekend.
I mean, you have to be a baseball fan to enjoy it. But I could agree. I mean, everything means something. Mm-hmm. Like the home run derby hasn't lost its luster ever. Yeah. Which is good. Whereas like if you look at the NBA, the slam dunk contest, you might as well get rid of it.
Yeah, that was a joke.
The All-Star game in the NBA is like they don't even try. Like they don't even half try. They're literally like jogging down the court trying to do the craziest things they can do. Nobody's defending. Yeah. They're not even trying to take real shots. It's the most ridiculous thing you'd ever see. And the NFL, did they get rid of? I think they finally got rid of like tackle. Like they're just doing flag.
They're doing flag, which has been a little bit entertaining, but it's still like.
What does a lineman do in a flag football game for the Pro Bowl? Does he just not play?
I don't watch it a ton. I stopped watching the Pro Bowl. I watched it the first year, and then I was like, this is lame. Like, but they started to bring back the competitions, which was what made Pro Bowl weekend in the NFL.
The dodgeball was fun. Yeah, if they still do that.
I enjoy the extra stuff more so than the game. But yeah, baseball. Like I'm such a baseball fan. Like I enjoy the futures game because you get to see like, oh, this is what my team is going to look like in the future. Right. So maybe I enjoy that.
You don't trade all those pieces. Yeah.
No, I'm with you. I think it's just time to get rid of the games, do the competitions. Like, and honestly, like, I don't even care if it's the All-Stars. Like. Do you want to come? Yes or no? If not, let's invite one of these guys that wants to be here. Yeah. Right? Like, let's invite a bunch of non-max level players. Because, like, the Rising Stars game is fun. Like, those guys try.
Yeah. Because they're trying to make a name for themselves. Right. So to an extent.
Let's invite more of those people. Like, if you want to be here, come. We'll find, like, some mid-level guys that want to come play.
Show up. Show up and show out.
Like, we'll honor you as an all-star so that it gets your contract or whatever. Right, but don't bother coming here. Also, maybe not having it in Indianapolis.
Yeah, that was tough. Like the players did not want to be there, and they were very vocal about it. Yeah. That was insane to me.
Yeah. Well, and then they put out these new updated things where like the new requirements, and like New Orleans can't be a host city.
There's a lot of cities that can't be host cities. It's basically just going to be like your main.
Which is crazy, man. Like the fact that New Orleans is not like
We don't meet the standards for the flights, I think is what it is.
Yeah.
Like which is silly. Like
which isn't like we could host a Super Bowl but not an All-Star game.
okay,
We
sure.
could host Final Fours, Super Bowls, but not the NBA All-Star game.
Yeah.
Got it.
Last time we had it, they loved it too, which doesn't make sense.
Yeah, didn't they come here a couple years in a row?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It is silly. It definitely limits. I would love to see the list. I tried to dig a little bit to see like which airports even had that many nonstop flights and then that many international flights. And like you can't really find that, I guess. I'll have to dig, but I'd be willing to bet it's like New York, Los Angeles, Miami, Las Vegas. Like that's gonna be it. That's gonna be the list.
I feel like the sports world is going towards like Vegas being the host city for a lot of things.
Yeah.
Like there or like Vegas, LA, and it's just gonna kind of go back and forth is where it seems like we're heading here.
Yeah. Well, now that they've given into sports betting across every sport basically, I think they're much more open to that. And now you're seeing teams pop up there. The NBA is openly talking about expansion.
The Super Bowl was a test. Like they got through that without any kind of like player shenanigans. I guess maybe there's still time to find out. But as of now, like there was no issues or anything. So it's like if we can go there with the biggest event and there be no problems.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. That's all I got. We might as well wrap it up.
Yeah, that's it. It's a weird week. Basketball just came back tonight, so we'll start having some more things going on. Got a wrestling show this weekend. We just had some cool stuff come out on the Freebird Rule Pod. I was able to sit down. I was very fortunate to sit down with Moose, the TNA World Champion. Had a blast, man. He's a really cool guy. Met him and met their media relations guy. Just really cool people. TNA is this weekend, Friday and Saturday. Friday the 24th is No Surrender. Saturday the 25th is Bayou Blast, which sounds like a Mountain Dew drink, if I'm being honest.
All I can think about is the ride at Six Flags. Remember the Sonic Slam and the Bayou Blast?
Oh,
yeah.
It took me a second.
That's all I can remember.
Jeez.
We'll probably have a new episode of Freebird Rule probably early next week. We might try to do it a little early, get some Elimination Chamber reactions because that's at 4 o'clock in the morning on Saturday. We're not watching that.
Nope.
Watching it on time. Spring training starts tomorrow for baseball, so that probably means that
that's why
that baseball pod is coming. That baseball pod is coming back relatively soon. Sporadic episodes.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're gonna have some Saints off-season content coming.
Ooh.
Also,
Saints.
Getting close to free agency and draft season. So.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I think that's it. That's all we got.
Yeah, that's it. Check out theknow.com.
All that good stuff.
At whoever knows.
Deuces.
Bye.